What if your engine's rough idle, sluggish response, or strange ticking sound isn't wear? It's just neglect. There's one simple routine drivers skip that can make your engine feel brand new, even after 100,000 miles. And today, we're revealing 15 overlooked tricks that can revive your engine's performance, smooth out harsh starts, and even bring back that factory fresh feel. All without expensive tools, mechanics, or guesswork. Whether your car's showroom new or hitting a decade on the road, these simple steps can rejuvenate your engine from the inside out, and most drivers don't even realize they're skipping them. If your ride feels tired, this could be the reset it's been begging for. Before we dive in, smash that like button if you care about a smoother, longer lasting engine, subscribe for more real-world car tips that actually work, and don't forget to hit the bell. And because your engine deserves more than maintenance myths. Trick number 15, used oil analysis. Your engine's secret report card. If you could peek inside your engine without opening it up, would you? A used oil analysis lets you do exactly that. It's a $30 test that turns a small sample of your drained oil into a full diagnostic report. Think of it like a blood test for your car. The lab checks for metal shavings, coolant traces, fuel dilution, and more, all indicators of hidden issues. One driver caught a timing chain failure early after spotting excess iron. Another found a coolant leak before it cracked the engine. But it's not just about what's wrong, it tells you what's right too. If your oil still has good additives, the lab might say you can stretch to 12,000 miles between changes. Therefore, you save money, reduce waste, and make smarter maintenance decisions, all based on real data. No more guessing, just proof your engine is healthy or warning you when it's not. Trick number 14, Walnut Blast. Your intake valves clean out years of power loss. If your car uses direct injection, chances are it's slowly choking on its own carbon. Over time, oil vapors and fuel residue build up on your intake valves, creating thick, tar-like deposits that restrict airflow. This buildup robs your engine of performance, fuel efficiency, and throttle response. But here's the issue: regular fuel system cleaners won't reach it. That's where walnut blasting comes in. Technicians use crushed walnut shells and compressed air to safely blast away carbon without damaging the valves or head. One session can restore lost horsepower, smoother idling, and quicker acceleration, especially on turbocharged engines. Many drivers notice their engine feels brand new again immediately after the procedure. Therefore, if your vehicle has over 40,000 miles and you're experiencing hesitation, poor MPG, or sluggish performance, this service is a game changer. It's not cheap, but it's far less than the cost of running your engine under strain for years. A clean intake means a clean comeback. Trick number 13, install a magnetic drain plug. Catch damage before it starts. If your engine's slowly wearing itself down, wouldn't you want to know before it's too late? A magnetic drain plug is a cheap, powerful upgrade that does exactly that. It replaces your standard oil drain bolt with one that has a strong magnet on the end, designed to catch microscopic metal particles flowing through your oil. These shavings are often the first sign of wear in bearings, piston rings, or timing components. But without a magnetic plug, they just keep circulating, silently grinding away. By pulling that debris out of the oil and holding it at the bottom of the pan, a magnetic plug helps extend engine life and gives you an early warning sign during every oil change. Therefore, you're not just changing oil, you're inspecting your engine's health. It costs under $20 and takes less than 5 minutes to install. For something so small, the protection it offers is massive. Trick number 12, prime the oil system. Protect your engine before it even starts. If your engine's been sitting, rebuilt, or had a major service, starting it dry is asking for damage. When an engine sits too long, oil drains from critical areas like cam journals, bearings, and lifters. The next startup, metal-on-metal contact, but that damage can be avoided with one step: oil priming. Priming the oil system means circulating fresh oil through the engine before ignition. Some cars let you crank the engine without spark or fuel. Others require manually priming using a pump or oiling tool. Therefore, everything is coated in oil before any parts start moving under pressure. Even a few seconds of dry cranking can create micro scoring or wipe out a bearing, especially in high mileage engines. If you've done timing work, changed the oil cooler, or rebuilt internals, this step is crucial. It's peace of mind for less than 10 minutes of effort. Don't start your engine blind. Trick number 11, reset your ECU. Let your engine relearn the right way. If your car feels off after a repair, tune-up, or mod, your ECU might still be stuck in the past. Your engine control unit, ECU, constantly learns from your driving habits, fuel quality, and wear patterns. But after replacing sensors, cleaning the throttle body, upgrading parts, or fixing vacuum leaks, the ECU may still be compensating for problems that no longer exist. Resetting it clears outdated data so the engine can relearn under optimal conditions. Therefore, idle smooths out, throttle response improves, and fuel economy can bounce back. Most resets take minutes. Disconnect the battery for 10 to 15 minutes or use a scan tool. Just remember to let the engine idle for a few minutes after restarting so it can relearn baseline settings. It's a simple trick that often restores performance people didn't realize they lost. If you fixed your engine, let your ECU catch up. Trick number 10, clean your MAF sensor. Restore power and improve fuel efficiency. If your engine feels sluggish, stumbles at idle, or burns more fuel than usual, your MAF sensor might be to blame. The mass airflow (MAF) sensor measures how much air enters the engine so it can deliver the perfect fuel ratio. But over time, dirt, oil, mist, and dust coat its delicate wire, throwing off readings without triggering a check engine light. This makes your ECU think less air is coming in, leading to poor throttle response, rough idling, and reduced MPG. Therefore, cleaning it with proper MAF sensor spray can instantly restore performance. It takes less than 10 minutes. Remove the sensor, spray gently, let it dry, and reinstall. No tuning or tools required. Do this every 15,000 to 20,000 miles, especially if you use an oiled air filter. Clean air means clean data and a happier, more responsive engine. Trick number 9, flush with ATF. The classic internal engine cleanse. If your engine has developed a ticking noise, sluggish response, or rough idle, the issue might not be wear, it might be buildup. Over time, varnish and sludge form inside oil passages, causing sticky lifters and poor circulation. But there's a tried and true method that old school mechanics have used for decades: a light flush with automatic transmission fluid. ATF contains powerful detergents and friction modifiers. Add just half a quart to your engine oil 50 to 100 kilometers before your next change. Therefore, it gently breaks down internal gunk, restoring smoother valve movement, quieter operation, and better oil flow, without tearing down the engine. Important, only use this method on older, high-mileage engines with conventional oil, not on modern engines under warranty. Once flushed, replace with fresh oil and a new filter. This forgotten trick can give tired engines a second wind, all for just a few bucks. Trick number 8, clean the throttle body. Restore smooth idle and sharp throttle. If your engine idles rough, stumbles off the line, or feels sluggish at light throttle, the real issue might be right behind your air filter. The throttle body controls how much air your engine gets, but even a paper-thin layer of carbon around the throttle plate can reduce airflow by 10 to 15%. That's enough to make your ECU work overtime just to stay running. Therefore, cleaning it manually with throttle body cleaner and a rag can restore airflow exactly where it matters, at low throttle. Remove the intake hose, gently scrub the bore and plate, and clear any idle air passages. One Trailblazer saw throttle needed to idle drop from 3.9% to just 0.8% after a simple cleaning and ECU reset. Trick number 7, add Marvel Mystery Oil, the classic cure for sticky engines. If your engine has lost its smoothness, has noisy lifters, or just doesn't feel as responsive as it used to, Marvel Mystery Oil might be the revival it needs. This legendary additive has been around since the 1920s, and it's still trusted today for a reason. It works through gentle cleaning, lubricating, and restoring the internal surfaces of your engine. But unlike harsher additives, it won't damage seals or thin out your oil. Just add 4 to 8 ounces to your crankcase, or pour some into your fuel tank to clean injectors and valves. Therefore, over time, it can quiet ticking, smooth idle, and even free sticky rings or varnish components. Trick number 6, install an oil catch can. Keep your intake clean, your engine younger. If your car uses direct injection and you've never installed a catch can, your intake valves may already be gumming up with oily sludge. Modern engines recycle crankcase vapors back into the intake, but those vapors carry oil mist and blow by gases that stick to your valves and throttle body. quickly. Over time, this buildup reduces airflow, efficiency, and power. An oil catch can sit between the crankcase vent and intake, capturing that oily vapor before it coats everything. Therefore, your intake stays cleaner, your combustion stays more precise, and your engine breathes easier. It's especially helpful for turbocharged or performance engines, where buildup happens faster. Installation is simple, and emptying the can every few thousand miles gives a clear view of what your engine was almost swallowing. It's one of the smartest set it and forget it upgrades for long-term engine health. Trick number 5, add a mineral oil additive on quiet, clean, and restore from within. If your engine is starting to sound noisy, feel rough, or burn a little more oil than usual, a mineral-based oil additive could be the low-cost solution you're overlooking. These additives aren't filled with synthetic chemicals or flashy promises, but they've been quietly restoring engine performance for decades. Mineral oil additives gently clean varnish, reduce micro-friction, and help recondition old seals, which can slow oil consumption. Therefore, your engine runs smoother, quieter, and more efficiently, especially if it's past 100,000 miles. You simply add it to your oil between changes, or with your fresh oil, depending on the brand's instructions. Results won't be instant, but they're real, especially in older engines that haven't been pampered. For just a few dollars, it's like giving your engine a second chance without opening it up. Trick number 4, Piston Soak to free stuck rings. Bring compression back from the dead. If your engine burns oil, has low compression, or feels gutless, stuck piston rings could be to blame. Over time, carbon and varnish can glue your rings in place, stopping them from sealing properly. But there's a secret weapon for this: the Piston Soak. A piston soak involves removing the spark plugs and pouring a ring-safe solvent, like Marvel Mystery Oil or a dedicated Piston Soak product, into each cylinder. Let it sit overnight, sometimes up to 24 hours. Therefore, the solvent breaks down carbon buildup, loosens stuck rings, and restores sealing without tearing down the engine. After the soak, crank the engine with the plugs out to expel the fluid, then reinstall and start it. You may notice smoother running, restored power, and reduced oil burning. It's not an everyday fix, but for high mileage engines showing signs of internal stickiness, it can feel like a miracle. Trick number 3, intake solvent cleaning. Blast away hidden carbon in seconds. If your car stumbles at idle, feels flat under acceleration, or you hear a faint ping at low RPMs, your intake tract may be carbon clogged. Fuel system cleaners are great, but they don't reach intake valves or runners in direct injection engines, where air enters separately from fuel. That's where intake solvent cleaning comes in. A specialized spray like CRC intake valve and turbo cleaner is applied through the throttle body while the engine is running. It dissolves sticky carbon on contact, cleaning the intake path, throttle blade, and even valve stems. Trick number 2, steam clean carbon. Use water to deep clean your combustion chambers. If your engine pings under load, feels sluggish, or knocks even with premium fuel, combustion chamber carbon might be the culprit. Detergents and additives help, but they often can't reach baked-on carbon clinging to pistons and valves. That's where steam cleaning comes in, an old-school trick using ordinary water mist to clean your engine internally. While the engine is fully warmed up and running, a fine mist of water is slowly fed through a vacuum line or sprayed into the throttle body. The steam generated inside helps loosen and vaporize carbon deposits without chemicals. Therefore, you'll restore smoother combustion, reduce engine knock, and may even improve throttle response and MPG. Done carefully, it's completely safe. Just avoid flooding. Use distilled water, introduce it slowly, and let the engine rev gently. It's low cost, surprisingly effective, and gives your combustion chambers a true steam bath. Sometimes the cleanest solution really is just water. Trick number 1, the Italian Tuneup. Rev it like you mean it. If your car feels sluggish, leaves black smoke, or hesitates under throttle, it might just need to be driven like it was built to be. Enter the Italian Tuneup, a high-rev, full-throttle run designed to blow out carbon buildup and wake up your engine. It sounds reckless, but when done properly, it's a safe way to clean combustion chambers, valves, and catalytic converters. Modern engines, especially those driven gently for years, can build up soot and carbon from low-speed, low RPM use. Therefore, occasional spirited driving clears that out by raising exhaust temps and airflow to burn off deposits. Get the engine fully warm, find an open road, and do a few strong pulls through the rev range. You'll often notice sharper throttle response and cleaner exhaust afterward. Don't redline cold or abuse your engine. This is a controlled clean out, not a race. Sometimes the best tune-up is simply driving your car the way it was engineered to run. Those were 15 smart, proven tricks to breathe new life into your engine. No rebuilds, no big bills, just smarter care. Whether your car's pushing 100K or still feels new, these habits and upgrades can restore power, smoothness, and reliability. Your engine's best days aren't behind it. They start with what you do next. If this helped you, hit like, tap subscribe, ring that bell, drop a comment, and share it with someone who still thinks a rough idle is just normal.